Здравствуйте. У нас такая проблема произошла, то что в "Ютубе", нельзя больше 15 минут делать, поэтому мне пришлось сократить. А также я снимал на ту вещь, которая, оказывается, не дай ну, как бы снимает нас, но благодаря этому меня не слышно. А на "Зуме" я не делал, потому что там не было видно наших лиц. Так что извините. Мгм. Мгм. Difficulties of training of lexicon in order to increase the efficiency of vocabulary training. A differentiated approach to the selection of dictionary material. Each presentation and consolidation is necessary. This approach is based on methodological typology, which provides for the graduation of the difficulties of learning the vocabulary. Difficulties in learning English language. Broad multi-meaning of the English word as scope of meaning of the word is wider. English word value is context-driven. Broad combination of English words hence their importance in Russian special word in English result development of abstract character of English language. The brevity of the English word approximately 70% of singly language words are abstract words. Broad use of reductions, large number of loans, pattern of words usage are a major difficulty. They are different approach to establish lexical difficulties. For example, phrase when identifying typological features of vocabulary comes from its functions in the sentence and from the combinability. Based on these criteria, he identifies four types of words. Syntax words substitute words expressing the present or absence of denial. Words symbolizing objects, actions, and qualities. This typology doesn't take into account the needs of teaching of regional languages, but there are other typologies created for teaching and taking into account the possibilities of creating a mutual relationship between foreign language and native language. For example, a typology of vocabulary taking into account the mother tongue, non-adjective verb, and known unknown words. Concrete abstract. Taking these difficulties into account is necessary when selecting lexical material and makes vocabulary training more effective. Although the lexicon has traditionally been regarded as one of the three essential elements of languages, learning, the other two being phonology and syntax, has often been almost ignored or perhaps more accurately taken for granted, whereas phonology and especially syntax have received most of the attention of those and teachers alike. However, there is now a growing awareness that lexical knowledge is both more complex than it appears and also more fundamental to learners' overall knowledge of a given language than previous thought. The purpose. We conducted a survey of 20 students studying foreign language. 10 of them knew two foreign languages, Chinese and English, and the rest know only English. The purpose of our survey was to find out. Question number 4. Do they have lexical problems or do they not have them? Second, what is the most common mistake made in the vocabulary? Where's the most second, there's the most common mistakes in vocabulary. Or where are more common mistakes in vocabulary in English or Chinese? Questions. The questions contain the following questions. First, have you ever had problems with vocabulary when learning foreign language? Answered A. Yes. B. Not. 17 answered A. 3 answered B. Question number two. What kind of vocabulary problems did you have when learning a foreign language? Basically, everyone replied that they often forgot the words they were learning and that they didn't know where to use which words. 3. Question number 3. Did you have problems with your vocabulary when translating from one to other? A. Yes. B. Not. Um, A. Answered 13. B. Answered 7. Question number 4. What kind of vocabulary problems did you have when learning a foreign language? Basically, everyone replied that they had problems because some words had the same meanings but were used in different contexts. Question number 5. Which you are having lexical problems? A. Words having the same meaning but detonation different contexts. B. Words with no analogies in the rather language. C are the answers. Answered A. 18% answered 8. 18% answered A. 2% answered B. 0% answered C. Question number 6. When you have problems with your lexicon, when translate A. When translated from one language to other. B. When learning a foreign language. C. When writing words. D. When writing words in foreign language. 6% answered A. 9% answered B. 2% answered C. 3% answered D. Question number 7. Where did you most often encounter lexical errors in Chinese or English? A. In Chinese more often than in English. B. In English more often than in Chinese. C. Equally, both have their own difficulties. 1% answered A, 7% answered B, 2% answered C. Conclusion. First, most of them had problems learning a foreign language or transferring from one language to other. Basically, everyone forgot the words they were learning, and they didn't know where to use what words. When translating, most had problems in that some words had the same meanings but are used in different contexts. Second, most of the lexical errors were in words that had the same meaning but were used in different contexts. 3. Most mistakes in vocabulary occur when learning a foreign language. 4. In English, people faced more lexical errors than in Chinese. Thank you for your attention.